Magnum. Everybody's cream.
It's a very far cry from Kenilworth Racecourse, but I can vividly remember the unique nature of the RAG race day that we had at Pietermaritzburg, and
Right.
it is absolutely the greatest news for South African horse racing that this fantastic idea has been rekindled, not least of all with the additional clout of Magnum cream. So we'd like to find out from you exactly how this whole thing came to fruition.
We were approached by Snaith Racing, and the guys had already had conversations with the UCT RAG guys. Thought it was a good idea. You know, the aim of the day is to promote Magnum cream liqueur and to raise some money for the RAG association. On the day, 8 or 9 races, main race probably around 3:30, 4 o'clock. After the races, we're going to host an after party. We'll have lounges and bars set up with a lineup of DJs. So basically just a fun day at the races.
Well, I suppose at the end of the day, the future of South African horse racing lies with the youth, and one has to assume, not that one ever wants to assume, that people who are at university have disposable income, have aspirations and dreams of getting to the point in their life where they can afford to buy a racehorse.
Sure. I mean, everybody enjoys to come to the races. It's an event, especially if you've got a nice theme to it. And yeah, I think it's going to be a great day.
As far as the brand itself is concerned, what is your conventional target market, and do you have any forms of social media interaction to get the product out there to the masses?
Yeah, we've had a movie commercial made. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're doing what we can. It's a pretty diverse demographic at the moment. The brand itself, if I can just get onto it a little bit, it's made from a blend of the finest vatted malt whiskey from the Ben Reich distillery in Scotland, mixed with real cream from Holland, Dutch cream, and the end result is a smooth cream liqueur with hints of caramel, chocolate and toffee. And I mean, the packaging is very unique. It's a stainless steel container. 3 sizes available. We've got this litre, we've got a 750ml and a 500ml. And we launched about 18 months ago in South Africa.
My involvement with RAG started when I was in first year, in fact, and from then on it just grew. And we've been doing the same thing for quite some time now. And I thought this year as chairperson, I can actually bring back something that's actually very flavorful and exciting and new for the students. Last year we had a deal with them and we sold J&B Met tickets for Kenilworth Racecourse. But this year we've decided that we can use that sort of hype and then make it our own.
My initial thoughts into bringing people into this was the fact that many of our UCT students are actually not Cape Townians. So the fact that the race day falls maybe a few weeks after the Met might be a chance for them to experience a Met sort of experience, but we can give them experience of UCT at the same time. What is the point of coming to a race day without participating in the actual races, without actually getting to know the horses and getting indulged in the actual horses themselves, which is the reason why we'll be at the race day.
Every race day needs a theme, and this year they've come up with something very glam, filled with history, super classy, The Great Gatsby. Your take on that, and do you think people will comply?
Of course, students are always willing to dress up to the races, and I think they need an excuse to dress up formally. Everyone loves the formals at the end of the year, so why not take it a little earlier and give them a chance to dress up sooner? The tickets will be sold at 50 Rand, which is quite a bargain considering that most J&B, Met tickets are close to 200 or above. So students, this is very accessible for them, and then they get an experience that is a lot cheaper for the usual person.
And what do you think is the general awareness of this beautiful sport of ours, just so close to where you are preparing yourself for the rest of your life?
I think people are very aware of it. It's just such a disadvantage that we only know about the Met. So we only really know when to come here once a year. And if that happens before you come down to Cape Town, assuming that most students are not from Cape Town, you sort of miss out. So I think it's a great initiative and a great chance for them to experience such a great place that is around us, so near to the varsity, and get to experience and see what the Kenilworth Racecourse has in store for us.
And as far as transport is concerned, we all know that we live in a time where zero tolerance is very, very much part of the norm. People reasonably responsible in terms of shuttles and getting here safely and getting home safely?
We'll be organising the buses leaving from Lower Campus at UCT. So the buses, or transport rather, will be organised for them. There will be no issues of drinking and driving, no traffic problems, simple in and out, quick shuttle service. Just to inform you that all the proceeds from this day will be going through to Shorko. We fund part of their education projects, and which they have 5 set up around the sort of disadvantaged community in Cape Town. And yeah, they are sole beneficiary, and we really love raising money for them. They've got 2 sections, Education and Health, SHAWCO. They do have a link from the UCT website, but they have their own website as well.
You know, luckily one of my best mates' mother is a head of RAG at UCT, and we've been chatting over the last couple of years about the possibility of bringing UCT back to the races and the students. And luckily now it looks like a reality through the sponsorship of MAGNUM and Wayne Kisvetter. Thanks to them for making it possible. And I think if we bring it all together, I think we can bring down a couple of thousand students on the 15th of Feb.
There seems to be an enormous amount of enthusiasm from them as an organising committee, and the infectious nature of the game hopefully will spread in the right direction.
Yeah, look, I have no doubt it'll work, and you know, it's a matter of getting it right in the first year. And it's one of these things that, you know, it's a lot of hard work now, but in 10 years from now, it could be the biggest race day in South Africa. And I think it will start with a big boost, and I think year 1 will be very successful.
Where we as dyed-in-the-wool racegoers might not exercise the right to utilise social media networks that we alluded to earlier on, they are in full swing in that respect.
Oh, you mean you're talking about the guys at UCT RAG? I mean, they're 19 years old. They'll teach me a thing or two, that's for sure. It'll be one of the first race days in South Africa where we've kind of taken social networks to another level. It's all very exciting, you know, bringing the youngsters back and the youth, and it's critical. And obviously with the race days to try to get the students to bet, and if we can have 2,000 students down here and half of them are betting, possibly with betting vouchers, whatever the case may be, and they win some money and have some fun, they might come back. And you know, that's the whole goal of the day, is to get the youngsters back into racing. And you know, maybe it's an initiative that the rest of the country will follow. And I think in every province we should have a student day throughout South Africa.
You're going to get a kind of an informed betting market. I don't think they're going to come here and bet blind. I think they want to know a little bit more about why form is so much easier to follow than just going to put your money on a black or red or odd or even like it is in the casino, with great respect to the entertainment value.
That's the thing. We're dealing with educated people here, and I think that's the main thing, is that we deal with it appropriately, that everyone arrives, they have some sort of information in front of them, whether it's a race book or some sort of sheet. And there's got to be an MC driving them to bet. So throughout the day, that there'll be an MC sitting there. Have you placed your bet on race 2? This is a suggested. Bring up a trainer, jockey, interview them, and just drive them to the totes. And it's not a difficult thing to do. And I think just work on the basic bets: win, place, trifecta. You know, that's and once they have a bit of fun doing that, then maybe later introduce them to the exotic bets.
Magnum. Everybody's cream.